So, this was January 16th, 2020. Birds of Prey tracking for 50 million plus bow in North America. Fast forward to February 9th. Birds of Prey lays an egg at box office, set for worst DC opening since Jonah Hex.
You serious?
So Birds of Prey had a pretty bad opening weekend. And it goes with the old hashtag, get woke, go broke. Though it's funny, I did see this movie. I did a review on it. It's not as woke as, they were pushing this movie to be. Is it a good movie? No. I didn't even think it was a terrible movie. It's just very average. There's some woke stuff in it, but it's not as bad as a lot of other movies. The problem is the way that the actors and actresses behind this movie talked about it, the way the media talked about it, the way the marketing was angled. You thought it was going to be this big empowerment woke movie, and that turned people off. People are sick of it. People don't like it. It doesn't work. Those people don't show up and support anything. These people that you want to show up for this movie, they don't buy merchandise, and they don't support things. You would think that they would learn these things by now, but they just don't seem to care or want to change anything. So they just keep doubling down on this woke stuff, and it ends up hurting the movie. And like I said, what's funny is this movie doesn't even really double down on it. It's really just kind of a normal, average movie. I wouldn't say that it's as good as an average movie, but it's not terrible. It really didn't beat you over the head with too much stuff, but they decided to angle it like it would. And because of that, it's not doing very well. I mean, who wants to see a movie with these kind of headlines? So from Islam, Birds of Prey is a fantabulous feminist grenade. Harley Quinn is back to take down the patriarchy, and this revolution brings scrunchies. We go to this one from Hollywood Reporter. How Birds of Prey deconstructs the male gaze. Man, isn't that a movie you want to see? They go over how it deconstructs it. This isn't a movie. This isn't a headline that makes me very interested in this movie. I gotta tell you, this is a huge turnoff to people. But they doubled down on this so hard. This is all you could find out about the movie. Not really, fun stuff talking about. There was an interview Margot Robbie did where she talked about, I don't know if Harley would date Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. I don't think they would work out. Now, that's an interesting interview. That's an interesting, fun way to promote the movie. Not Ewan McGregor running around talking about how men's time is up. He went on so many interviews, and every single interview he did, he talked about how the male gaze was going to be taken down and toxic men's time's up and all of this stuff. It's like, dude, you're not making me want to see this movie at all. But they seem to think it worked. Margot Robbie and two other cast members were on Twitter answering real-life questions, and somebody asked them, who would you like? What real person would you like to join the Birds of Prey? They said, Greta Thunberg.
How dare you?
It's like this cringe stuff doesn't get me interested in your movie. Look at this review. Birds of Prey movie review. Harley Quinn is in a glittery world of male toxicity. It's like, good job. This really doesn't make me want to see your movie, but hey, whatever works. These people, I would argue, killed this movie. These people are the reason that Birds of Prey did terribly. Headlines like these in the movie reviews. Ewan McGregor, I think, did a ton of damage. He did a massive load of damage. Running around, I'm not even kidding, I've documented it. I did 4 videos on him being a weirdo. Every single interview he did, he talked about how he's the chief misogyner. He actually said chief misogyner. I'll never get over it. It's such a great insult. Anytime this is done, I'm going to call the guy the chief misogyner. So he's running around doing that, talking about how it's going to take men and tell them their time's up. It's going to be a good old-fashioned lecture. Now, I didn't get any of that when I saw the movie. But you running around saying that didn't help anything. It was such a terrible idea to do that. And you're paying for it now. Now it's the worst DC opening weekend yet. And you only have yourselves to blame for this disaster. You can only blame yourselves. But don't worry, everybody. I'm sure in a few days, they'll be blaming you for the way this movie performed. They haven't started to do that yet, but believe me, they will. Cinema Blend, Birds of Prey's opening weekend is seriously underperforming. But why? Why is this happening? They just don't get it. We can't admit our problems. We can't admit that we're ruining everything. They actually do at least mention marketing in this article. Not that it was the wrong kind of marketing. They say there wasn't really any. There was tons of YouTube trailers for this movie. I saw trailers everywhere. There was plenty of marketing for this movie. The problem was the marketing was wrong. You marketed it as it was some kind of woke masterpiece. And where was everybody? How come these people never show up to support these films? You know, all of these woke comic pros always pushing all this stuff. All of the 10% of Twitter that apparently is the voice of America to these companies. None of them ever show up for anything to support it. Where are all of these people that they cater to? I don't understand. They never show up to support anything. It's almost like their voice doesn't reflect the majority of the country or the world, actually, because it didn't do well internationally either. So why do you keep catering to these people? They never show up. Where are they at? Where are they at? This film's going to do number one this weekend with a low number because it didn't have any competition. You wait till next weekend when Sonic the Hedgehog comes out, which is already, unlike this movie, there's no embargo on the review. So if I were to go see that movie tomorrow, I could put a review up and talk about it right now. And the people that are talking about it are saying positive things. It's a great movie. Not just a great video game movie. It's a great movie in general, that it respects Sonic fans. It's a love letter to Sonic the Hedgehog, all of this stuff. That's all I'm hearing. You know, it's a message about Trump or some stupid stuff like that. It's like, nope, it's a good Sonic movie. It sounds like, and I could be going crazy, they gave the movie good marketing. The only thing that I'm worried about here is that they're going to spin the R stuff, because that's not true. And that's being used as an excuse that the R rating hurt this movie. Did not hurt this movie. Okay, there's Joker and Deadpool. Deadpool actually opened up in February, was R rated, and did very, very well. And if anything, Harley Quinn is DC's Deadpool now. That's pretty much what she is now. So I don't buy that excuse at all. And it doesn't matter if they didn't lean into it or not, to me. I mean, a lot of the people that were talking about this in reviews did talk about how it was a hard R and that it used its R, not mostly for language, but for violence. So I don't want to hear that excuse. I'm not buying that excuse. I just hope they don't use this as an excuse to not do R-rating movies, to think, well, maybe that was the reason. Maybe next time, let's not do the R rating. And it's like, no. Next time, let's just not have our actors and actresses run around acting like idiots for every single interview. Let's not encourage the media to angle the movie as a woke narrative. Maybe, I don't know, this is crazy. Why don't we just talk about how the movie is good, relates to comics and stuff like that, and have fun with the fact that it's a comic book movie, and talk about fun and stuff like that. You know, let's make it sound like this is a great time to get away from things and go enjoy a really good popcorn film, you know, stuff like that. Not let's angle it around this woke garbage. It doesn't work. It has never worked. And it's not gonna work. People are sick of this shit. And they just don't get it. And what I find really funny is you see articles like this. So this was the really funny one. Birds of Prey proves the feminist revolution in franchise films is going to be an uphill battle. Basically, this entire article craps on the film because it wasn't woke enough. And you know why? Because it's never enough. And it never will be enough. That's why you just don't listen to these people. But, you know, for some reason, companies seem to think that this is what the world wants. And because of that, we're going to have to sit through this for a little while longer. Now, to Marvel's credit, Black Widow doesn't have any of this weird, crazy people marketing. All I see when I see marketing for Black Widow is her being a spy. I actually think Black Widow is going to do well. I think it's going to do very well. And I think people are going to like it. I think it's going to be a good movie, actually. I'm looking forward to Black Widow. I'm also looking forward to Wonder Woman 1984, which doesn't have weird woke marketing attached to it. Now, that'll be 2 female-led movies that are going to do good in the same year. So it'll be funny to me when they keep pushing these narratives that it's your fault and all this stuff, that you don't want to see these female movies. Like, it kind of destroys that argument. This is why they never talk about those films too much. And if they do, they try to shoehorn Wonder Woman in, like people didn't like that movie, which I always found funny. There was an article that I did a video on like last week that talked about how, Captain Marvel and all these female movies, they get backlash and outrage, and they shoehorned Wonder Woman in there. No one had a problem with Wonder Woman. People liked that movie. So, I don't know. I just find this funny. Not woke enough. Let's not talk about all of the woke marketing as the reason that this movie probably crashed, and I guarantee you it's the number one reason why this film did poorly, is because of that. That's all you heard. You're a normie or not, you were watching something at some point where somebody that starred in this movie did an interview, probably Ewan McGregor, who did the rounds like crazy. He did the most promoting for this movie. And every time he did an article or a show, all he could run his damn mouth about was how this movie was going to fight men. Well, you fought your way to the bottom of the box office. Congratulations. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this. What do you think about all this? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Also, throw a like up if you would, please. Share the video as well. I would appreciate it. Make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.